I'm live. Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandye on this National Absurdity Day. The world we live in is fairly absurd right now. Wouldn't you agree? We're going to talk some more about that in a little bit. But first, I would be remiss. This is from my tiara collection, by the way. If I didn't say, happy birthday, number 47. Happy birthday, Joe Biden. Having a president this old makes me feel very young, just saying. But there's always Kamala who will keep it young in the White House, right? All right. Okay, look, just be healthy. Let's not have a big lecture today, okay? But I want you to stay healthy. That means wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance. Okay, that's it. I'm not talking about it anymore. No more. But peace on earth and good health starts with a little simple kindness and respect. And that includes wearing a mask to protect those around you and yourself. You're going to love them, but you got to love you too, right? Yes. Simple kindness, like the butterfly effect, spreads out. And one tiny little nice thing that you do spreads and spreads and spreads and spreads. It's part of my Making People Magnificent game. You make people magnificent around you, they go out into the world and they make other people magnificent and they share that joy. And that's exactly what I want to have happen on this planet. Yes. And happy birthday again, Joe. It's also Robert Kennedy's birthday. Wasn't he like the best? I'm assuming you're old enough to remember Robert Kennedy. When I was I must have been in the 6th grade, John F. Kennedy was running for president and his brother Robert was out campaigning for him and was making a stop. I guess back in those days, they called them whistle stops because it wasn't a long stop in Skokie, Illinois, where I used to live. And in Skokie, we had this like totally modern, wonderful shopping center, Old Orchard, which is still there and more magnificent than ever. And Robert Kennedy was coming to Old Orchard to address the people of Skokie. And they were going to have a committee to welcome him. And they thought it would be a good idea to have a child on the welcoming committee. And somehow I was chosen to be that child. And I got to sit with him. I got to meet him and then sit with him on the dais and listen while he gave his speech, which I have no recollection of at all. I just remember looking at him and thinking he was the most wonderful human being, next to his big brother, of course, that ever walked the face of the earth. I got to hang with him. And when he talked to other people, he just took my hand and brought me with him wherever I went, wherever he was going. It was so cool. So that was my evening with Robert F. Kennedy. And when he was shot, I was in my dorm at UCLA. And just before it happened, I turned to the 2 girls who were in the room with me, to my dorm mates, and I said, and now watch. The next thing you know, they'll kill him too. Yeah, what a sad day. So I sent his widow, Ethel, a letter reminding her that I had met him and loved him, and she sent me back the most beautiful note. I still have it somewhere. I found it while I was packing things up. So I know I saved it. So Robert Kennedy, here's to your memory. You made one little girl in Skokie, Illinois, really happy. But there's way more to today. It's Payback Your Parents' Day. You know, people say, Sandye, how do you do so much for your mother? You spend so much time worrying about your mother, taking care of your mother, blah, 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 blah. You're such a good daughter. No, I'm not. I'm doing what I need to do. That woman has been with me for 71 years. And if you count the time she carried me on the inside, which, by the way, is much easier than carrying a child on the outside, I think. She spent a lot of time taking care of me and worrying about me. And when I got sick, she didn't leave me. She sat there and held my hand. And when I was sad and when I was a pain in the ass, she hung in there with me. Mom, I love you. You deserve all the help I can give you. This is to you, Mom. I'm paying back my mom. My dad asked me before he died to take care of my mom. He didn't have to ask. It's Payback Your Parents' Day. What can you do? They don't have to be here present in order for you to pay them back. You know that. It's also peanut butter fudge day. I guess you know what to have for dinner tonight, right? Peanut butter fudge. That's the only food I could find for today. Who else's birthday it is today? You may not expect this from me, but I think he's in my top 3 male vocalists. I love Dr. John. Dr. John passed away in 2018. Yeah, a couple of years ago. I saw him in concert in New Orleans. He's from New Orleans. Man, that guy. My favorite song of his, and if you haven't heard it, Google it. How come my dog don't bark when you come around? He's awesome. Seriously, if you need his stuff is not like upbeat, but it's going to get your beat going. I'll tell you that. Dr. John, happy birthday in heaven, Dr. John. This is also the anniversary of McDonald's selling their 50 billionth burger in 1984. So how many do you think they've sold by now? I should look that up. It's Universal Children's Day. I'm sorry, is there a day that isn't Children's Day? That's my attitude. Oh, and it's National Stuffing Day. So you could have stuffing with your peanut butter fudge. I have 3 boxes of stuffing to make as my base for Thanksgiving. We're not having a big Thanksgiving. I am following what Dr. Fauci and all the experts are saying. It'll be us, my daughter, my son-in-law, my grandson. That's it. We all quarantine. We all social distance. We're all very careful. They are part of my pod, so I feel good about them driving up and coming and spending Thanksgiving with us. But one of us is gluten-free, so I'm making gluten-free stuffing, gluten-free cornbread. I'm making 2 kinds of stuffed baked potatoes, one with milk and one with almond milk for those of us who can't have milk products. Turkey and chicken for those of us who don't like turkey. It's going to be a riotous Thanksgiving. So much fun and so much stuffing. I'll eat it no matter how it is. I love stuffing. All right, National Absurdity Day. Are you ready? I can't believe that I didn't know there was such a thing as National Absurdity Day, but I've got some information for you. Here you go. You ready? Oh, by the way, Dr. John's real name I found out was Malcolm John Rebennack. Yeah. Dr. John. Oh, love that guy. All right. So today is the day for you to fulfill your most preposterous whims. Go out there and be illogical and unreasonable and ridiculous and nonsensical, irrational, out of this world, out of tune. That's being absurd. If you want to, you could actually watch like Dr. Zelig. Isn't that the name of it? Mr. Zelig, Dr. Zelig, just Zelig by Woody Allen. Watch that movie. Or The Life of Brian. That is totally absurd. The Exterminating Angel. El Topo. There's a lot of movies you can watch for Absurdity Day. If you feel like reading and you want to do it with your children, try Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Talk about absurd. Or Waiting for Godot. or The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, huh? Come on. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. There is so much absurdity in the world. You can find tons of it and you can share it. You can share absurdity. Yes, you can. Good morning, ladies. Be absurd. It's absurd that we're all here and the sun is barely up, and yet we're talking about absurdity. Okay, here are some fun facts for you to share on National Absurdity Day. Did you know you could reach outer space in 1 hour if your car could drive upwards? Gary, oh, I love this one. This cracks me up. It is absurd. Gary Kremen, the guy who founded Match.com, lost his girlfriend to someone else she met on Match.com. Wow. You could walk to North Korea from Finland just by crossing Russia. 14 squirrels were arrested as suspects of espionage in Iran. Squirrels. Until 1950s, cigarettes were touted as being healthy products. A snake that's born with 2 heads will actually fight over its own food. Yeah, that's absurd. Australia exports camels to Saudi Arabia. That's absurd. Can openers came 48 years after the invention of the can. Really? That's absurd. And finally, Fruit Loops don't actually have fruit. And they're pretty colors, but they're all exactly the same flavor. That's absurd, right? And we have about 110 subscribers to this YouTube channel. That's absurd. We should be over 1,000 by now. I want this to grow. Can you help me out, please? Tell your friends, get them to subscribe. We need 1,000 in order for me to do some work here that won't cost any of us anything, but that'll keep me able to keep doing what I'm doing. And that's all I want to do. Hey, it's absurd that I have to ask, but I'm asking. Help me out, will you? Until then, happy birthday, Joe. Happy birthday, Dr. John. Happy birthday, Robert Kennedy. What a great day for men that really matter to me. Love you all. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.